Hi friends! We are ready to kick off week 6 already. Can you believe it? It is going by really fast, friends. Today, instead of doing my normal review with you from last week, a review from last week really ties into our goals for this week, so we're just going to dive right into week 6 today, okay? Last week I know you were working on long U, and I'm sorry, not long U, long E. You were working on long E last week, and the teen number fluency and your picnic writing. Oh my goodness, boys and girls, you guys were doing some really great writing last week. I loved seeing that. So we're gonna hop into week 6 now. So we're gonna go to our reading focus. We have officially learned all of our long vowel sounds now. So we have learned long A says A, long I says I, long O says O, long U says U, and long E says E. So we have learned all of our long vowel sounds. We've talked a lot about that silent E at the end of our long vowel words. You can find the long vowels on your letter strip. What we're going to do for our focus this week is we are going to review our long versus short vowels. So this week, what I want you to do is take some time to focus on reviewing the short vowel sound versus the long vowel sound. So what we're going to do together today to help us review that and get you started on that is we are going to make a short vowel, long vowel sort together. Okay? So we are going to come over here and we are going to do... Okay, so we are going to make a short vowel, long vowel sort. And so I made 4 boxes for the vowel A, the vowel I, the vowel O, the vowel U, and then E we're going to do on the back of this page because I didn't have room for 5 boxes, okay? So the short vowel word I'm going to write in black, and then we're going to turn it into a long vowel word that I'm going to write in red. You might want to get a little bit closer. Perfect. So our first word, our short A word is can. If we add an E to the end of that word, we can turn that into a long vowel word. Cane. Remember that E is silent. You do not make the sound for that. Our next A word is going to be rat. And we can turn that into rate. That silent E at the end. Our next word is going to be mad. And that's going to turn into, when we add that silent E at the end, this is going to turn into made. I made my dinner. Let's do one more. Oh, we could probably fit 2 more in. Our next one, short A word is cap, and we're going to turn that into cape. Very good. That silent E makes the A say A. Let's do one more. We're going to do tap. And tap is going to turn into ape. The E makes the A say A, so that becomes tape. So those are just some examples of some short A to long A words that we can come up with, we can think of, because we've been practicing these. The next list that we're going to make is short I to long I words. So I'm going to write the short I words in black and the long I words in red. Our first short I word, short I says I. Remember Pickles the pig? I'm going to be posting a video of all of our letter sound, the vowel sound stories. So you might want to watch that before you get to this part. Or you can watch it after, whatever you want to do, but that will be there for you, okay? So our first short I word is in, fin. And when we add that silent E at the end, fin becomes fine, fine. Very good. Our next short I word is going to be it, kit. When we add an E to that word, it becomes kite, kite. Remember that silent E makes the I say I. Our next word is going to be in, pin. When we add an E to the end of pin, we change the sound of the I, so the word is pine, pine. Our next word is going to be dim, dim. When we add an E to dim, we turn this word into dime, dime. Very good. Let's do one more together for I. Ooh, this is more than 3 letters, but I know you can do it. Ready? Slim, slim. Those 2 letters there, that's a little blend there. Slim, when we add an E to the end of slim, we need to change that sound now. This says I now because of our E. So we get slime, slime. How many of you like slime? Probably everyone, right? Slime, very good. So let's look at O now. So here is our short and long O. So again, I'm going to use black for the short word, the short O word, red for the long O word. Our first one is going to be not, not. If we add an E to the end of not, this word now becomes oat, note. Very good. Okay. Rob, rob. When we add an E to the end of rob, we get the word robe, robe. Okay. Our next word, mop, mop. Mop, once we add an E to the end of mop, this word becomes mope, mope. Very good. Mope means like you're sad. So if you're moping, then you're sad and kind of cranky. We're going to do one more O word together, okay? Our last O word is going to be hop, hop. When we add an E to hop, we get hope, hope. I hope you had a fun weekend. Let's take a look now at U. So let's do some short U, long U words, turning them into a long U word. Ready? Our first word is going to be cub. Cub. When we add an E to the end of cub, that becomes a long U now. Cube. Cube. Cube is like one of our shapes, right? Let's do, we're going to keep the U and the B, and we're going to change the first sound now. Tub. When we add the E to tub now, it becomes tube. Tube. Okay, let's do 2 more. Cut. When we add the E to cut, we get, this now says U, so we get cute. Cute. Last one. Us. Us. When we add an E to us, we turn that U into the U sound. And so that word now becomes use. Use. Like I can use my markers to make a sign. All right, my friends. So I'm going to show you this for a moment. You might want to pause this video here to take a look at these charts that we made. Maybe you want to make your own chart this week. Maybe you want to practice these words together. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to flip this over. So we're going to do long E now. Okay? So we have all the other long vowels and now we're going to do E. So, flipped it over, so now we're going to do E now. E, remember I told you that this is a hard one. Long E doesn't always like to follow those silent E rules like the other vowels do. So it's a little bit difficult. It's okay if it's difficult because we're just learning this in kindergarten. You're going to learn new tips and tricks about silent E in first grade and second grade and third grade even. So it's okay if you don't know everything about silent E right now. We just want you to practice it and to know that silent E says E, right? So when you hear a word like 3, E, that's the long E sound, right? Okay, what we're going to do for this one is we are going to make just a list of some short E words and then some long E words. Not necessarily making the word into a long E word, just some examples of each of them, okay? I do have a word that we can take this short E word and turn it into a long E word. Pet. Pet. Pet becomes, when you add an E to the end, it becomes eat. Pete. So that's E at the end is a silent E that makes the first E say E. Pete. Now I want to brainstorm some other words that we're going to add to the different sides of our list, okay? We know that short E says like our Jem the hen. Remember our letter story? Hen. Hen. That's a short E word. The word bet. Everyone say bet. B-et. Bet. The word get. G-et. Get. Those are all short E words. What about some long E words? I just said one earlier. 3, the number 3. That is a long E word, isn't it? 3, E. And we see 2 E's there. Do you see that in the word 3? That sometimes tells us that that's going to be a long E sound. I know a color word that has a long E sound too. Green. Let's add that one to our list. And what is the color green that's outside? Grass, right? What else has green on it, like green leaves? A tree. You're right. Tree. I know a couple sight words that have the long E. She. There's that long E sound. He. We. Lots and lots of long E sounds in different words, okay? So when you get to the vowel E this week, when you're practicing, try and make a list. Come up with 3 short E words, 3 long E words. I only listed a few. There's a ton of other long E words out there, aren't there? I'm pretty sure you're probably thinking of some right now even. So when you're doing some activities this week, think about some words that you can make into a list, kind of like we just did here, okay? I'm going to go and we're going to introduce the rest of the week now. Okay, so some activities that you can do this week for our short vowel, long vowel review. You can make your own list like we made together of short vowel words, long vowel words. You can look for them in books that you read and make a list from there. You can sort items or pictures or words by short vowel and long vowel. So if you're playing with toys, sort your toys. What's the word of the toy? Sort it into short or long vowel. You know what you could do? One idea is that you could have a scavenger hunt with the short vowels and long vowels. In your big packet of worksheets, you have all of your letter poems, so you can listen to those stories, read these poems again. But something else that you have in here, it's at the back of your packet, sorry friends, is you have a vowel sound scavenger hunt. You can make a scavenger hunt with the vowel sounds. So you have 2 different sheets. So one is for short vowels, one is for long vowels, okay? And you can go around the house finding different words to put in there or to draw a picture of. You can even do that outside. It's supposed to be nice weather next week, hopefully. Hopefully. It doesn't rain all week. There's another scavenger hunt you can do. There's other activities in here too. There's some sorting of vowels into short and long. You can do any of the other vowel sheets that you didn't get a chance to do already. So if you didn't do any of them, now's the perfect time to do it. You have this week to review. Now we're only on week 6 and we have 8 weeks total. So don't do everything. Make sure that you keep some stuff for our next week's coming up. But those are some activities you can do there. In our skills practice book 2, this week would be Unit 9, Lesson 3, Day 1. So it's going to start on 63. And it's going to starts with the number 10. This is a little writing activity. You can do this if you want, but you don't need to. I'll get to our writing activity in a moment. So 63 over to page 71. That's the last, day 5. So there's a page here to do a day if you choose to do that. You can also, our decodable book this week is Decodable 19. The word that you're going to look for in our decodable book is T-H-E-R-E, there. There it is. I left my crayon box over there. So our decodable this week is called Steve. Steve. What vowel sound do you hear? E. That's long E. You got it. So Steve. this is a good one. So take a look at this one before our Zoom on Friday. We'll review it at our Zoom. But take a look at that to see if you can read that beforehand. Let's go into our writing now. This week, I want you to think about your dream vacation. On your dream vacation, so some things to consider about your dream vacation before you begin writing. Where is your dream vacation going to take place? Where is some place that you have always wanted to go? It doesn't even, honestly, you can even think of something that's not even real. Have you ever watched a show before and really would love to live in that town? Like maybe you watch Mickey Mouse or Paw Patrol and you would love to go and visit them. You could take a vacation to the Paw Patrol city or land. Even though you can't do it in real life, you could do it for this activity, okay? So, where do you want to go? Who are you going to take with you? When are you going? And what will you do on this vacation? So, here's my example for you. You, of course, are going to use capital letters in the beginning, periods at the end of your writing, like always. You're going to have a picture. We want to draw a picture, maybe even put some labels on your picture, right? Give lots of details. I got some pictures of some writing last week, and friends, you were adding a lot of details to your picnics, and I loved it. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so for my dream vacation, you all know that Miss P loves the winter, right? So Miss P chose a very cold place for my dream vacation, okay? I decided, where's a really cold place? Do you know of anywhere where it's like snowy all the time? Maybe like Alaska or Antarctica even? Yeah. I went with North Pole, okay? Because it is snowy there. You know who lives there, right? So you know that there's going to be snow. I went with the North Pole. So I wrote, on my vacation, I will go to the North Pole. My mom will come with me. We will build an igloo and see polar bears. So I said where we're going to go, who I'm taking with me, and what we're going to do. I answered a lot of questions, all in just 3 sentences, didn't I? You can write more than 3 sentences, of course. I could tell you more about what else we're going to do. Who are we going to see there? Probably find Santa, of course, right? So I could write a ton more about other activities. And so what I did is I drew my mom and I. Here's the igloo that we would build. Some snowballs. Maybe we're going to have a snowball fight later. You know it's cold, so we have our hats and our gloves and our scarves and our boots on. We are all ready in our winter wear. And I wrote about a polar bear, so I drew a little polar bear in the picture. Okay? Not the best polar bear, but remember, Miss P is not an artist. Last but not least, I'm excited to see your writing, so please send me a picture when you are done with your writing. Last but not least, let's go over to math now. Math, we're going to have kind of a review week of a couple things. So this week I want you to practice your counting to 100, counting by tens, counting by ones to 100. Some different things that you could do for that is do 100 different exercises. Practice counting backward and forward within 100. So starting at a random number. Have somebody in your family give you a random number. So have your brother give you a number. If he says 47, start counting up from 47. 47, 48, 49, 50. If your sister tells you the number 82, maybe you can count backwards from 82. 82, 81, 80, 79. So practice counting forward and backward within 100. Make groups of 10 to equal 100. Watch any of our Count to 100 videos. Our Jack Hartman videos, those are always fun to watch, aren't they? Some other things for math this week. We're going to do just a little, kind of like a smorgasbord of a couple things. Something to focus on is ordinal numbers. So putting things in order. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th. Talking about those things. Some activities you can do for that is you could have a race outside. Who comes in first, who comes in second, who comes in third. You could have a little obstacle course, even make an obstacle course and see who finishes the obstacle course first. You can line up your toys and put them in different positions and then describe their position to a family member. Maybe you could even try and trick a family member. Like line up all your toys and say, Mom, which toy is 5th in the line? And see if she gets it, right? In our module 5 and 6 Math workbook, there are lots of pages that go along with this. One more thing to talk about in math is composing and decomposing shapes. So this is kind of a little shape review. There are some shape activities in our worksheet packet. If you have not done the shape sorting, this is a great time to maybe do one of those shape sorting worksheets. In our modules 5 and 6 book, there's also a bunch of activities involving shapes and our ordinal numbers. There's a bunch of counting to 100 activities too that I pointed out a couple weeks ago when that was our new focus. So if you have, I hope you haven't done all those pages. Remember I told you to wait. So don't do everything, but go back through and find some of those counting to 100 pages and feel free to work on some of those. Starting on page 1 of module 6. So after page 86, module 5 is done. So this is going to be the start of module 6 now. And it's going to start on page 1. So going from page 1 all the way to page 35, so almost the end of the book. This is all about shapes. There's a bunch of addition and subtraction review too that you can work on. Feel free to try those out too. But completing shapes, thinking about how many sides of the shapes. So this is just a bunch of shape review. Something else fun that there is making the 3-dimensional shapes. So I will post a video to show you how to do this one and this page, because those are super fun. Drawing something that is a shape. So thinking about something in real life that might be that shape. Here are some ordinal number practicing. Put an X on the 5th car. Color the first truck red. So some different things like that, following those directions. So this has some really awesome activities in here. When we say decomposing and composing shapes, thinking about shapes in a different way. So I'm going to show you something. Thinking about what you could make out of a shape. Thanks. My mom is my cameraman over there. She's very helpful. So if you have a whiteboard, maybe you can make a rectangle. And think about that rectangle. What could you fit inside of that rectangle? What could you do to turn this into a different shape? Because right now we have one rectangle. If we put a line, what do we have now? We have 2 squares, right? Maybe, could we fit another shape in there? What about a triangle? I think I know a way. 1, 2, 3. 3 sides for a triangle. That's one triangle, right? 1, 2, 3. That's a second triangle, right? Could we do the same thing to the other side? You betcha, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. We made 4 triangles inside of this rectangle. So we turned that one rectangle into a bunch of different shapes. We turned it into 2 squares. We turned it into 4 triangles. What else could you do maybe? Think about that a little bit or play around with that a little bit. If you make say you want to make a circle. What could you fit inside of that circle? Do you have beans at home maybe, or other little toys? Think about how many of those could you fit inside of this? Or maybe you can get some pennies. How many little items could you fit inside of your big circle? count them up and write the number. That's number practice. That's figuring out how you could play around with the shape. If you make a circle and then you draw a line through it, cut it in half, what's the new shape that you make? Describe that shape. What does it look like to you now if you take half of it away? So playing around with shapes in a different way than we have before. Okay, that's what we mean when we say composing and decomposing shapes. So there's lots of different ways that you can practice that. Maybe you just want to play a little game like I just did now with you, drawing a shape for your family and then seeing how many other little shapes you can put in it. Usually in the classroom we would get pattern blocks out and see like how many shapes we could fit inside of one big shape. So if you have pattern blocks, this would be an awesome time to get those out to play around with them. If you don't have pattern blocks, that's fine. You can use whatever you have at your house, or you can just use your imagination and draw some stuff inside, okay? Last but not least, I want to remind you to do another week of our Sight Word Journal. So if you did week 27, way, could, you're going to move on to week 28. And the words for week 28 are people, my. If you already did week 28, go on to the next week. There's still plenty of weeks left. So wherever you are in your Sight Word Journal, there's an activity every day for you to do for that as well. All right, my friends, do not forget to do your Lexia and Reflex minutes. Keep that up. You guys have been doing awesome with that. If you need help at all this week, anything you need, just let me know. Thank you so much. I miss you and I love you all. Bye, everyone.